Welcome back, everyone. The Samsung Galaxy S21 just came out, so let's go ahead and compare it to none other than the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Now, the Note 8 has been out for a couple of years now, since 2017, and I can definitely tell you this is a very solid phone still, but the S21 is the newer one, and it's probably worth it in a lot of other areas too. Now, I'll go ahead and find the cheapest ones of both these, link them down in the description. I'll probably end up linking like a Note 10 or a Note 20 in the description instead of the Note 8. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now, side by side, you can definitely see that the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is the bigger phone for sure. The S21 is smaller, but there's also less bezel around the S21. Now, on the front of the Note 8, you do have that 6.3-inch Super AMOLED display, and this is a very, very good panel. I almost said panel. It's a 1440p panel, and you know what? The curved edges, I like the curved edges. I think it makes the phone look better. And this is a very solid choice. If you're looking at the panel wise, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8's panel is beautiful. A little bit of bezel on the top and bottom. Otherwise, it's beautiful. The Samsung Galaxy S21, on the other hand, has a 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and it's not quite as high of a resolution as the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So this one was 1440p, this one's 1080p. A little bit of a smaller resolution, but I still think at the end of the day, the Samsung Galaxy S21 has a better panel because of, first of all, the fingerprint sensor in the display, but also the 120Hz refresh rate that this panel also has. So that's pretty cool. On the bottom, they both have USB Type-C ports. The Samsung Galaxy Note 8, though, does have that S Pen capability, which, again, that in and of itself is a really cool feature. In terms of thinness and thickness between the two, the Note 8 is a much bigger phone, so keep that in mind. But the thickness, I think the Note 8 is also a little bit of a thicker phone, so keep that in mind. And on the back, you can see we have a glass back on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, but on the S21, we have a plastic back. So again, another little bit of a difference. A dual camera setup here with the fingerprint sensor, triple camera setup on the S21, glass back with a wireless charging. We do have wireless charging and reverse wireless charging on the S21. So when it comes down to the outside, I would definitely say the Note 8 feels like a more premium device. I get the feeling that this thing is like still $1,000 phone. The S21 doesn't feel quite as good, but it's still pretty good too. So in terms of the outside, that pretty much covers it up. But as always, the biggest difference between these two phones, as I've said for a very long time, from the S21 to any other device, would 100% be the software. The Samsung Galaxy Note 8, when it first came out, it was rocking a pretty decent version of Android. It did go all the way up to One UI 1, but it's not getting any more versions of software. And this is one of the biggest problems with this phone. You are just not getting any more versions of software. You are outdated already. You've been outdated for like a year now. We're already on One UI 3 on the Samsung Galaxy S21, but we're still like, we're going to get security updates, I guess, for a while, but you're pretty much outdated when it comes down to this device, which is pretty sad. The Samsung Galaxy S21, on the other hand, is still going to be here for quite a bit of time. This thing just got started. It's getting One UI 3. Obviously, it's already on One UI 3. It's probably going to get One UI 4, One UI 5, maybe even One UI 6. I don't know, unless Samsung changes something in the future. You're going to get security updates for a while on this phone too. And this is almost like a no-brainer. You are going to be getting a much longer lasting phone from the Samsung Galaxy S21 than on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So keep that in mind. You're also going to be getting better battery life from something like the Galaxy S21, even though you have a higher refresh rate on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 or S21 and stuff. You're going to be getting a better battery life. This battery is bigger, it's more optimized, and the Galaxy S series has actually been killing it with the battery life, I would say, from the S10e. The Note lineup still has pretty good battery life too, but the S21 also kills it. So in terms of that, in terms of the battery life, software, like I said, I think the software is the biggest difference. That's the number one reason why I would go from the Galaxy Note 8 to the S21, would 100% be because of the software. So in terms of that, that pretty much covers it up. Now let's go ahead and do a speed comparison between both these phones. The Samsung Galaxy S21 has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset with 8 GB of RAM, where the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chipset inside of it with 6 GB of RAM on each model. So let's go and see which one is the faster phone between both of these. Okay, now that we're back, I had to switch locations. All the apps are cleared out in the background, as you guys can see. So let's get started. Let's do phone calls, or let's just do Play Store. 3, 2, 1. And I'll definitely say the viewing angles on the Samsung Galaxy S21 are far better than on the Note 9, 8 for sure. Dude, I don't even forget what phones they are. Scrolling through, you can see the S21 definitely far faster and far smoother than the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 for sure. Hopping out of this one, I guess camera 3, 2, 1. There's not a whole lot of apps that I have on the Note 8, that's for sure. Hopping out of this one, let's go ahead and do these third-party apps that I always, go ahead and open. Let's do Dune, 3, 2, 1. And even the app opening speeds, as you guys can see, are so much better on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, but they kind of open it up at the same time. I was pretty surprised. Scrolling through though, let's go and see which one is the faster one. and no hiccups yet. I can't believe how hard that was. Let's go ahead and do snake versus blocks. 3, 2, 1. And S21 again was the faster one, but the Note 8 was only like a little bit behind. I'm actually pretty surprised about the Note 8. It's actually kind of held its own down there. So you can see pretty much the same thing here. Not a ginormous difference by any means. Let's go and do stack. 3, 2, 1. And the S21 I think was faster to get into the ad, but the Note 8 still was pretty fast at the end of the day as well. Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. And again, I think the app opening animations are smoother on that, S21 for sure. The Note 8 was on a little bit of an older version of this game, and I think the overall animations were faster on the Samsung Galaxy S21 as well. That's probably like another dub for this device. Let's go and do Temple Run 2. 3, 2, 1. And I think Galaxy S21 again is the faster one. Samsung Galaxy Note 8 a little bit behind for sure. Definitely not like a ginormous big deal, but it is something to keep in mind at the end of the day. The S21 actually was pretty far ahead, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Gonna get into some gameplay. Let's see if there's a difference. I probably will say gameplay-wise is going to be about the same. This is not a graphically intensive game, but that app opening speed was far faster on the Samsung Galaxy S21 for sure. Let's go ahead and do something like Quizlet, which I don't even have here. And I think that pretty much covers up. Let's do Twitter. 3, 2, 1. There's really not a whole lot of apps that I have on here that are similar. S21 I think was a faster one there. We can go and do Facebook. 3, 2, 1. And again, S21 is faster. Note 8 a little bit behind. We can do Gallery. 3, 2, 1. Again, S21 faster, Note 8 a little bit behind, and that really pretty much covers up most of the apps that I wanted to test. Let's go back in the beginning. S21 also always just glitches up there. I don't know why, it's so weird. Getting into this one, let's see which one's faster. Okay, about the same, not a big difference. Let's keep going. Dune. Note 8 took a little bit of extra time, so I think at the end of the day, actually, the Samsung Galaxy S21 is faster, but the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is still surprisingly smooth. I wasn't expecting the Note 8 to do this good. I mean, this is definitely super crazy to me. I mean, the Note 8 is an older phone, and the fact that it was this close is super crazy. So in terms of that, that pretty much covers it up. Let's go and hit on the cameras. Now the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 has a dual camera setup on the back, a wide angle and then a telephoto lens, where the Samsung Galaxy S21 has that telephoto lens, wide angle lens, and ultra wide sensor. And I'm still so shocked about how good the Galaxy Note 8 feels. I mean, it's so crazy. The UIs on both are pretty much about the same. This one is on One UI 1, and I'm actually pretty shocked by how similar these two things are. I mean, they're like almost the same exact software, which is so funny. Now, as most of you know, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 definitely can only do 4K at 30 on the back. I think only like 1440p or like not even 4K on the front. Kind of a big deal. The Samsung Galaxy S21 can do 8K on the back and 4K at 60 on the front. Pretty big advantage, I would say, for sure. Now with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, you've heard me say it before and I'll say it again, this camera, I think at the time was amazing. It still isn't even that bad of a camera, but I think the thing that limits it the most is the fact that it doesn't have that ultra-wide sensor, if I'm being honest. I like its telephoto lens, but having that ultra-wide sensor would have been a lot nicer. But on top of that, no 4K at 60 on the back, no 4K at 60 on the front. That is something that will definitely age this phone. It will not be one of the best things about this one. It's definitely kind of a flaw in my opinion, but it's still a pretty good camera when it comes down to it. The Samsung Galaxy S21, on the other hand, is a beautiful camera. I mean, this thing is so good. Even just what you saw from here to here was like a big difference. And the ultra-wide sensor is super nice as well. I mean, at the end of the day, this camera is like a really, really good camera setup for sure. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. I mean, I feel like there's really not that much to complain about. I mean, I wish I could find things to complain about, but there really isn't. This camera, for sure, is a beautiful camera at the end of the day. 4K at 60 on the front as well. I mean, these are some really strong attributes about this device. So in terms of that, that pretty much covers it up. The Galaxy S21 for sure is a better camera. So to kind of sum up this video and to answer the question, should you go and buy a Samsung Galaxy S21? Should you upgrade your S21 or Note 8 to the S21? This is what I'll tell you. I think the S21 is by far the better phone here by a long shot. I mean, it's not even close. I think the Note 8 still though is like still has some huge characteristics of it that make it a really decent phone. I mean, the glass on the back, the S Pen capability is another really cool thing. I mean, you can go ahead and use the stylus on the phone, and that's something the S21 doesn't have. The S21 Ultra has, but this one doesn't have it. You're getting a pretty okay camera setup, fingerprint sensor right here, which is like a weird location. Micro SD card slot on this phone still feels extremely premium. This phone does not feel like a cheap phone at all, and that's probably one of the best things going for it. Beautiful panel, curved edge to it, not that, ugly of a design. It's still very, very good looking. And those are some huge characteristics for this device. Like, it's a beautiful phone, but the Samsung Galaxy S21 by far is the better phone for sure. I mean, you're getting a much better panel, which is, kind of just the obvious one. You're getting much better cameras, 120 Hz refresh rate, fingerprint sensor in the display, 4K at 60 on the front. You're getting, I guess, reverse wireless charging, which is a good thing about the back. Triple camera setup, better looking cameras as well. I mean, you're getting longer software support as well. That is the main thing. You're getting a much longer supported phone on this device than on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And I feel like if Samsung kept supporting the Note 8, then this phone would have been timeless. But unfortunately, they're not. So when it comes down to it, the Samsung Galaxy S21 is still the better phone, but the Note 8 still has a lot going for it for sure. So in terms of that, that pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.